I suffer from adrenal fatigue. What brought me to Dr. Taylor was overweightness, really. I had gained some 35 pounds in about 4 days. I started noticing the weight gain day 2, the clothes getting tighter. By day 3, I was wearing the big clothes that I had, and at that time I wasn't very big. And then by day 4, I was actually at work. My clothes split. I left work tearfully, ran over to Lord & Taylor, tried the next size. That didn't work. The next size, that barely worked. You know, so 2 or 3 sizes later, you know, people are looking at me in the store going, oh my goodness, what is wrong with her? So I happened to have a gynecological appointment that next day, or I think that was a Monday, is when I had that appointment, and told her about it, and she immediately got me a consultation with an endocrinologist. So that started the process. I went through the traditional process of working with endocrinologists for many years. I took the synthetic hormone replacement for thyroid. It wasn't working. So I looked at that doctor, the last doctor, and I think I went through 3. And the last traditional doctor, I said to him, this is not working, is it? And he said, no. And I said, you don't know what to do you? And he said, no. And I said, thank you, you've been great. I've got to go find another solution. Now it's probably 3 years later since the event with the weight gain. And I went into the holistic medicine, visited a doctor. We got nowhere. I didn't understand, you know, what her approach was.
So just say from my best friend,
right.
Who's a doctor?
So my best friend, who's a doctor, a gynecologist now, told me that you have one of the best doctors who specializes in natural hormone replacement right there in Atlanta. Why don't you go see him? His name is Taylor. So I made an appointment to see Dr. Taylor, and actually probably saw him 3 to 4 times. At this point, it is likely 5 years after the, you know, event with the weight gain. I've heard everybody say everything. I'm listening to him. He's doing a saliva test. I'd had that before. My confidence in the system really was not great. I was very heavy, knew that I wasn't meant to be very heavy. I was a person that exercised, ate well, drank water, did all the things you're supposed to do, and you know, here I am, several pounds heavier than I should have been. So Dr. Taylor ran a few tests. He discovered that my body really wasn't responsive to the Synthroid, I think it was called, the synthetic thyroid replacement, and immediately put me on a natural compounded hormone replacement. And that started to work, but we could not get very far because I had other doctors looking at me for other issues, and they thought that potentially some medications that Dr. Taylor was giving me at the time could have been interfering with other readings. So I stopped the process, went through the process on separate issues, only to find that there was really no issue there at all, and went back on the path of finding doctors again to treat what I thought was a thyroid problem. Make my way back around to Dr. Taylor, it's probably 7 years later than the 35-pound episode that I experienced. And Dr. Taylor, we pick up where we left off. We also test the adrenal gland in connection with the thyroid issue, and voila, that was the problem. Now I'm on replacements that, you know, have worked really well. In a course of a few months, I am almost down to the size where I was prior to this. Haven't been this size in years. Have to buy all new clothes, and that's a good thing. The most positive effect for me really has been a restoration of my self-esteem, getting down to the sizes that are normal, being able to wear the clothes that I want to wear, and not worry about it. Yes, it has somewhat impacted my ability to exercise more and feel better afterwards. I've always exercised, but the fatigue really impacted the body. Felt really sluggish and heavy and painful afterwards, you know, prolonged time for the body to recover. So that has improved greatly.